Hello, class. So, in this module, we will begin reading the Epic of Sunjata. Like our reading of Oedipus the King, we will take 2 modules to read this epic. The first section of the epic we will read for Module 7, and you need to read from page 1424 to 1436 of the PDF file that's uploaded to this module. Here, we will learn how Sunjata's father conducted a search for his wife, a wife who, according to a prophecy, would become the mother of a great king. So, for this section, please read the sections entitled The Search for a Special Wife, 2 Hunters Arrive in Mandan, Do Kamisa the Buffalo Woman, Do Kamisa's Revelations, and Death of the Buffalo. In the next module, we will continue our study of Sunjata and read about his birth and his youth. So, in this module, we won't have a quiz, we just have discussion questions. And then in the next module, when we finish our reading of this beginning of Sunjata, keep in mind the whole epic of Sunjata is much longer. When we finish our reading, we're going to write our first essay in the next module. So, for now, pay close attention to the family members of Sunjata. As you read, we will learn about his father, his aunt, and his mother. So, a little bit of background on Sunjata. Sunjata Keita is the legendary king of the Mali Empire, which covered the majority of the area that now we would just call in general West Africa. Mali is a country that is located in West Africa, but its borders are much smaller than what the Mali Empire used to be back in the 13th century when Sunjata unified several different kingdoms to create the Mali Empire. So, this epic poem is a long narrative poem. It's a long poem that tells a story about the life of this great African king. Like other epic heroes, meaning heroes in other epic poems, such as the Odyssey by Homer, the Iliad by Homer, or the Aeneid by Virgil, Sunjata overcomes many difficult obstacles with some supernatural help. There's a little bit of magic in the epic poem. And in the end of the epic, Sunjata succeeds in defeating his enemies and thereby unifies several kingdoms to create the Mali Empire. So in this module, we will read about the obstacles faced by Sunjata's father, Magankonfara, and his search for the wife that was prophesied. One thing to remember while reading this epic is that it comes originally from an oral tradition, like many epic poems do. This was a poem performed for an audience orally and then passed down from generation to generation. So remember, the figure of the griot is important to remember here. That's Griot, griot. The griots are the traditional bards, storytellers, and historians of West Africa. The story of Sunjata was passed down orally by griots before it was ever written down. There are actually many different versions of Sunjata because different griots would add or take things out depending on how they choose to tell the story. And so the story changes a little bit according to who tells it. Another interesting fact about Sunjata is that Sunjata's father and then later Sunjata himself are referred to by the title Simbon. Simbon means master hunter. But you may notice a similarity with that word Simbon and Simba, the main character in the movie The Lion King. And that's because Sunjata is one basis for that story. So, I hope you enjoy these legends of the great King Sunjata and I will see you on the discussion board.